I finally got all of the YJ stuff in the mail, and I wasn't expecting it, but I also got the steering stuff in the mail for the drag link and the high steer arm. I was only expecting to get the YJ stuff in the mail. I thought it was going to take a lot longer to get that in the mail. And I got all that stuff from Zook's Off-Road. I talked with Myron when I was getting that stuff. And actually, I was also surprised when I got the stuff in the mail. I ordered the My DL, the drag link, the U-weld it, the DIY, to where it's just all the pieces, and I weld it when it got here, and that's what I bought. But Myron's a pretty cool guy. He'll work with you. I talked to him back and forth, and when it actually got here, I was surprised it was fully welded. I thought I was going to weld it. All right, so I want to give a big shout out to Myron from Zook's Off-Road. He really helped making this whole thing possible. I just finished taking it out, testing it, and it off-roads better than it ever has. Rides amazing. I loved it. So if you go to his website right now and you buy some parts off of you buy anything from his website, you can use the code PROTECT with all capitals. Put it right up here so you can see exactly what to put. I don't know how long it's going to be working for, but it is working right now. So if you run over there and buy some stuff before that code ends, you can get, I think, like 10-20%. I don't remember what it was, but it was a decent discount. I'm still kind of new to the Samurais. This is the first one I've ever had, and I got it back in February of last year, so I have had it about a year, and I've probably asked him a dozen just stupid, dumb questions, and he's always helped me out, always gave me the answers for him. Really nice, patient guy. So check out his channel, go buy something from his website. His stuff works great. If you don't know, I also have his super cradle for the transfer case, which holds that transfer case. I threw that thing on there and I love it. I've beat the crap out of this thing. I've gone over big dirt hills like that, crested over super steep, bottomed out, and just smacked on that transfer case skid plate, and it takes it every single time. Feels great not having my transfer case smack my floor and flop around every time. And it's heavy duty, looked awesome. Haven't had any issues. So for this video, all I'm doing is the rear springs. The steering is going to be a separate one. I'm probably going to throw it all on right now, but the steering will be a separate video. But for now though, let's get these springs on. All right, it's not very pretty. This thing is very rusty, and I don't know, it just doesn't want to weld very good. All right, got this one welded on. It's pretty ugly. This gap right here there was pretty much no gap, and yeah, I didn't have the settings right. It'll hold, it's just pretty hideous. So I'm gonna get the shackle bolted on the back, get the spring bolted to the shackle, get it bolted to the axle, and then I'll slap it in here, let this cool down a minute. All right, spring's bolted in. All right, with the spring how it is, just kind of sitting, that shackle angle, it's not where I want it, but it's also not compressed. So I think once I compress it, this spring will get almost flat, and I think the shackle angle will be about a 45, which is what I want. So now let's get this side of the axle bolted on. All right, so this side's in now. I had to clean out the hole for the spring perch because it didn't want to go in there. Had to play around with some washers on the U-bolts and stuff, but everything's bolted in place now. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock the other side out. And yeah, my shocks are nowhere near long enough for this in the back. I definitely need to upgrade and buy longer shocks. All right, it's a different day. It's been a couple days now since I did the springs on the back. I'm gonna finish it up now. So I've got a set of these Bilsteins, same ones I've got on the front, 12 inches of travel. I've got a big long chunk of angle iron so I can build some upper and lower mounts. I've got the gas tank pulled out and stuck in the back of it, so I've still got that weight, so that way I don't build the shocks and then have less shaft showing than I want once I get the weight of the tank back in. So I've got that sitting in the back with the door closed, out of the way, so I have room, don't catch anything on fire. First thing I gotta do is cut off these failed abortions I put on here. So when I put the springs on, I completely forgot that the spring perch, the U-bolt plate, is what the shock mounts to. And since I've got different plates, because I got YJ springs, there's no mount on it, and that just went over my head. And so I had these little brackets sitting in the car that I was possibly going to use, maybe use on something else later on. And so I just went ahead and quickly threw them on there I stuck the shock, held it in the spot I wanted. I was like, yep, all right, cool. Let go of the shock, slapped a bracket on, and threw some welds on it just so that way I could drive it and still have shocks until these showed up. So I've got to cut these off the tubes, grind the axle smooth. Then I'm probably going to have to move my brake line to the top of the tube, get it out of the way. I just redid that line, so I'll get it up to the top, get it out of the way. And what I'm going to do is low range off-road, the bracket they sell for the top bolts on there, and it bolts on over there in the stock mounts, and it's just a flat 1/4 inch bar. So I've got some angle iron. I'm going to build a thing that basically mimics that, but with angle iron, so it's thicker. I'm just going to bolt there, and I'll probably weld it in there, actually weld it solid to it, and then I'll add a gusset or two in the middle just to make it super strong. And then I'll have my shocks that come probably up to about here inboard, and then they come down at a steep angle over to there, because I don't want to cut up my floor. And if I do it inboard, it'll make it a little softer because it'll have more leverage on that shock, which is what I want. And I want to be able to fit those long ones in there. So I'm going to cut these mounts off. Well, I'm going to get the brake line up out of the way first. Then I'm going to cut these mounts off, grind it all flush, get the shocks out of here, and then I'll start building. All right, so when I was throwing those shocks down there And I was like, they're gonna be really far inboard. The problem with that is it just kills stability. Coming around to turn fast, it's just gonna wanna lean and flop straight over. It's gonna have no side to side stability. So I've been looking around, trying different spots. I think I like this option the best. On the outside of the frame rail in the wheel well. I don't think anyone else has done this before, I'm not sure. But the farther out it is, the more stable it's gonna be. I can put it here, trim this up here in the wheel well, push it back about an inch because it sticks out an inch past the frame, and the shock will be a little inboard, so it'll help with side to side roll, and it'll be the farthest out, which will help with stability. So I've got it like the original. I've got this long bolt tack welded to the spring plate because that's how the original mount is, and I think I like that down there. So now I'm gonna cut a chunk out of the wheel well here, and then down here a bit so I can push that bar in there. And I'm gonna use that angle iron, 2 pieces of angle iron on each side, cap the top. I'll keep them something along those lines. But I'm gonna get this cut off first because I need to get that cut out so I can start actually fitting some pieces up there. I'm gonna end up having to cut this bump stop off too, just like the front probably. So start cutting. All right, so it's getting pretty late. It got dark, so I stopped recording because I wanted to figure out how I was gonna do this, what I was gonna build, exactly how to make it work and everything. And on this side, I did that. I cut out piece, figured out exactly how I'm gonna build it and everything. Got it put on there, got it all set up. So I'm gonna weld this in place on the frame, and then I'll be able to throw this shock on, and that'll be all for tonight. Tomorrow, because it's getting late, I can't keep welding and grinding out here. Everyone's gonna get pissed. So I'm gonna weld this piece on, throw this shock on, and then tomorrow, well, let me show you. So I cut a big chunk out of the wheel well so I can get that shock stuck back in there quite a bit. And I've got a little tower that I built up. I would like it better if those were closed on the curtains there, but it'll still be plenty strong. I don't think it'll ever fail. So I've got some big holes drilled in the sides of each over there so the bolt can slide all the way through. And I cut it out farther on that side so I have room to slide the bolt out. And tomorrow, when it's light out, I'm gonna build a piece that goes around the tower, basically rebuild a chunk of the wheel well, so that way the interior is still sealed. And on the other side, I'll record everything because it'll go by way faster because I already know exactly what to build. So I'm gonna weld this in place, throw this shock on, and then one shock will be on. Alright, so the tower's all welded in place and the stud is down there just like factory. I don't know how strong this is, if it's strong enough. There's a very good chance that I need to add bracing. I wouldn't be surprised if I have to. But bolt the shock in and then get it back down on the ground, and I'll have someone come out and probably bounce up and down a bunch. I'll flex it out, see if this flexes at all. I think it'll be strong enough though. All right, it's the next day. Been out here for about 30 minutes or so. I cut 2 little pieces to fit in the spots that were open for me prying the edges out. Right here, this piece here and that piece there. And I should have rosetted this last night, put 2 circles for rosette welds, but it was late, I was tired, I didn't get to do it. So I did it on these 2 pieces. They're welded to the frame and to this piece, so it should re-strengthen that up. And this piece is now all done. I got to rebuild the wheel well. I'm going to cut the wheel well right here and then down so it's just a square, which will be easier to patch. And then I'm going to start working on the wheel well. Alright, so it's really hot out today. The GoPro will just overheat if I try to actually record what I'm doing, so I'll just show you what I got done so far. I got the 2 gusset pieces in, got it painted, and then I welded up the box on the back to seal the cab off. It's not exactly the prettiest, but it's fully sealed. The cab is sealed the way it was originally. This side's completely done now. So shock's on there and mounted. I got to do the exact same thing on the other side. And then I've got these guys. All right, shock and tire are on this side. You see it poking out in that wheel well. Looks awesome seeing that shiny Bilstein. It's in front. And you look back here, it's inboard just a little bit. Looks like it'll clear the tire and everything. Should ride perfect. I've got a little bit of shade on this side so the camera won't overheat. I'm gonna go ahead and get this bolt with the washer welded stud welded to the spring perch for the lower mount. Stick it down here so you can see that. All right, stud's fully welded on there. Stick that dummy shock on, see how it looks. Looks perfect. Measure again. Yep, right where I want it. So now that that's in place, I can start building the top part of the tower. Get the top part of the tower all built, then bolt it onto the top of this. This will center it, get it in place, and I can weld it on here. I need to get this cut off. I need to grind this all smooth, and then I'll start working on the tower. All right, here's the base of the bracket. Was the 2x6 square tube. I got the top piece right there on the magnet. About to weld the top on. Then I'll work on getting the sides drilled, getting the tabs put on, and then I can slap it on there, weld it in place. All right, I got the top of it welded on. Take it in the garage, and I need to drill the 2 big holes here and here, and then I need to get the 2 tabs in there. And once all that's tacked in place, I can stick it on the frame where its home will be, and fully burn everything in. right, tower's welded in place. I got the two pieces right here that I'm gonna weld in between those. So I'll go ahead and get those welded on. All right, this is the best part, actually bolting the shock on. Once you get it all done, this is the fun part. See if it, before it would barely move. Let's see. Yeah, it's way softer now. Just my body weight can do that. It's way softer. Should ride a lot nicer, and I should have tons of flex. All right, so I pulled up to this spot right here. Still got the front sway bar on, so the rear should be flexing a bunch. And this is the down travel side. It's got a lot of down travel. I looked in here at the shock. It's not hitting down there on the shaft, and up here I looked in between the mount and the body of the shock back there with my phone and the camera. It's not touching. It's still got a little bit to go. The spring is pretty much maxed out. The tire is just barely off the ground. It's got quite a bit though. You come over to this side and it's all the way stuffed up in the fender. Let's get down here and see if this one's hitting anything. Looks great. Plenty of room in between the spring, plenty of room in between the body and the axle. It's just about hitting the fender. Still got about 1 inch to go and about 1 inch of shaft. I probably need a bump stop. The spring is pretty much flat, maybe a little inverted. Yeah, the front's not flexing that much at all because the sway bar's still on it, which is what I wanted. I wanted to flex just the rear right now. And it's got a nice amount of flex. Look at the angle of that axle. Beautiful. All right, so this is what I found on Reddit called the Omaha. Just a guy mapped out some old logging roads and trails and called it the Omaha on Onyx Off-Road. So I downloaded it, and I've came here a few times. Every time I've been here though, my Samurai, it was when I first got here, it was stock. It was on 235, 75, 15s, no mods. It sucked. There were a lot of spots where I just couldn't do anything. Now it's way more capable. Not only do I have this thing though, I also got the Land Cruiser that my wife's driving. She needs to get some practice driving in general, but off-roading is great practice for driving. You learn to be technical. So go have some fun on it. All right, so right off the side of the road here, there's this pretty nasty wash that goes alongside the road where it's been washing it out. It doesn't look bad at all right here, but farther up it gets a lot worse, a lot more rutted out. So what better way to test my suspension that I've built by flexing it out through a gnarly wash. So I'm gonna drive through this while my wife records it, and then once I go through, I'm gonna guide her in the Land Cruiser and she's gonna go through it.
back, Eddie's throwing dirt.
I don't think I have low enough gears.
You think so?
Yeah, right there I was smoking the clutch basically.
Step back then. Oh, you should have gone right there again. So I could... Whoa! Oh, no! Look at Dada. Wow! Look at Dada. Run, will you run? Whoa.
All right, go ahead. Now turn back this way. See the rut? Just follow the rut basically. Just drive through the rut. Turn back that way. Yeah, you're scraping the bottom right now. Turn this way more. You're going too far that way. You need to stay in the middle of it. Yeah. Turn towards me more. Now straight. Straight. All right, just keep going right there. This way, straight right there. Keep going. Keep going. This way. Keep coming. All right, now turn towards me, come up that and do a U-turn. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. So here's another spot that I wasn't able to make up last time I was here. I tried to drive my Samurai with a tire through this and I could not do it. I just got stuck, couldn't do it. I actually got stuck and I had to shovel with a tiny little shovel just to be able to back out. So I went to the right of it right there and then I came up here to this, tried to do this. I stuck my tire down in this rut and immediately got stuck right here. Couldn't make it any further. So this time around, I'm gonna come up it in that hard spot, drive right up the middle of this right here, right up that. It'll probably walk right through it. Then she'll do it in the Land Cruiser. Turn the wheels my way a little.
Huh?
Turn towards me and go forward.
Is it forward you?
Go left more. A lot more. Turn left. Left, left.
It's left.
All right. Just keep going. Back up a little bit. Back up a little bit. A little more. Right there. Stop, put it in drive, and then bump it. Go with some momentum. All right, so in one of my first videos driving this thing off-road after the body swap, I went down this here and then I came up that over there. It lifted a tire like 3 feet in the air. I had to take multiple different lines to make it up. It was just super hard to make it up. I had to basically rock bounce up it because I had no lockers. So I'm gonna go down it and go through it again now. It should be way easier this time around.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
So steep it killed the car.
David, I don't want to drive all the way down like that. That's scary.
Steep downhill angles kill the 3K carb, but uphill it never dies. It also dies if you
Is this where you guys record it? There's a butterfly following you. Is this where you guys were? That one time?
Yeah.
I do not know. Ooh, that sound does not sound good. Oh my gosh.
Go on the right side now.
So where do you want me to go?
Yeah, I've never gone that way. right, now she's gonna go down the super steep spot I went down and up that spot. All right, straighten out. This way more. Right there. Come forward. All right, turn towards me a little more. Keep your foot off the gas till you're at the bottom. Hold the brake. You're only gonna be on the brake. Come down slow. Keep your hands on the steering wheel. Keep it straight and go slow.
I'm scared.
You're perfectly fine. Just keep going slow. You're fine.
Oh my god.
That thing's not gonna tip if the Samurai doesn't. You're fine.
I'm scared.
Keep going, you're fine. Keep going.
David?
You're fine, keep going.
I don't trust myself.
Keep going slow. All right, turn towards me a little. Keep going slow. All right, straighten out. Straighten out, other way. Keep going straight. Go slow.
I'm sorry. I don't like this.
It wasn't bad. Turn towards me. More. All right, keep coming. All right, now start turning right there. Keep going. Straight. Keep going. Keep going. It's slowly moving. Straighten out. No, you're turned way left. Right there. Keep going. All right, turn towards me. Right there. All right, go slow. You're probably gonna scrape. Keep going. Keep going. I thought you might get stuck right there. All right, now go left and just park by me. So I tried to go up this right here when I first got to Georgia, and I made it up over the first spot, got my tires on the second, and then I just spun 2 tires, went forward, rolled back. While those tires were spinning, it rolled back, grabbed traction, and just ripped the mounts off my transfer case, smacked my shifter out of place for the transfer case, and I was stuck in neutral, couldn't move it. I had to sit out here for an hour wiggling my sticks around with a screwdriver. So now I have a locker. I should be able to walk right up it.
Whoa. Are you going this way? Or are you going that way?
you can see, the back sits about 2 to 3 inches higher than the front now, even though I have the rear springs up front. So I've ordered some 1.5-inch rear lift springs for the front of it. I'm guessing it'll lift it about 2 inches because those springs are old. They're probably sagged a little bit. Might even lift it more, who knows. Those are supposed to get here tomorrow, actually, so when they get here, I'll throw those on. I have a drive shaft spacer for the front as well. I'll throw that on, and then it'll be sitting level. Then I can actually throw some bigger tires and trim the fenders because it'll be sitting about where I want it. See where the back is? I don't really want it any higher than that. I want to keep it low to the ground. I want to keep it stable. So when I go 33s, I will cut the fenders and trim the fenders to make it fit. So very next thing now is definitely gearing. I need to put gears in it badly. If I had gears in it, I'd take this thing out and go off-road it somewhere every single weekend. So once I get those front leaf springs on and everything, and I can afford the gears, I'm going to order the gears. Then I'm going to put some 33s on it. Those are what'll be next. Thanks for watching.